It's been 4 years since I've owned this bike, and it's only getting better with age. I do take a lot of care to make it look as good as new. But more than that, the leather on my bike makes things a lot more interesting. It tells stories in ways synthetic materials just cannot. A visual diary of sorts, of kilometers traveled, weather endured, and experiences lived. This directly opposes the modern materials' obsession with clean and unchanging surfaces. And my GT650 embraces this philosophy. The Japanese call it wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection and impermanence. In simple words, the art of patina. Showing its age gracefully, not working against time but collaborating with it, making its own unique riding history. But leather never started as an aesthetic in motorcycling. It originated for utility and then transcended to the identity of choosing something real over something manufactured. And that heritage lives on in every piece I've added to my bike today. This is the second episode of my long-lost mod series called Tuning. A series of modifications I've done on my bike that stem from either of the two fundamental motivations. One for the ride and one for the soul. The first episode was about tires and quite naturally for the ride. This episode is all about leathers and has nothing to do with the ride. It is all for the soul. Let's start with the seats. My bike came with two seats, a touring seat and a single seat with a cowl. The mocha brown color matched the black and gold of my limited edition Continental GT beautifully, but they almost felt a bit too perfect. The touring seat, despite its name, was a bit too soft on longer rides, so I mostly stuck to the single seat for that sharper cafe racer silhouette. It had a quilted finish that added some character, but the material lacked texture and visual depth, and finding a replacement in that exact shape and size was nearly impossible. Until I found the next best thing. This suede leather seat cover from Raw and Rugged Leather. Thick, beautifully finished, and either removable or stitchable if you so wish. It blends so seamlessly that it almost looks like the original seat. I bought it about 2 years ago, and the way it has aged since then is just perfect. Then there's this. I don't know, it is something about suede seats, but they just get me. This is a full-fledged seat from Trip Machine, and what stands out immediately is the slim and flat profile of the seat compared to the stock one. It helps in distributing the weight evenly, and the hard foam underneath makes it supportive both on short city rides and on longer stretches. The stitching, the attention to detail, the functional strap that runs across are thoughtfully built to perfection. Mind you, this is an expensive seat at 12,000 rupees, but if you go ahead and buy it, the quality, the finish, and the comfort makes it absolutely worth every rupee. Over time, the suede leather on both these seats has deepened and faded in places, and you can already see how beautifully they transform the bike's character. And right on that touring seat sits the Trip Machine tailback, complementing the retro style while maintaining the same design language and color palette. At just 4.5 liters, it is not meant to carry a village, but just the essentials. It is designed as a large pouch, allowing you to take it off and conveniently carry as a sling, thanks to the included leather strap. But the party trick of this bag is that it can double up as a magnetic tank bag. Given that you have a metal tank, in my case, I don't have to mention the obvious. With 6 strong magnets, this thing locks onto the tank like glue and doesn't budge. But what I love about this bag is the materials used. Notice how the leather is deepening at places? That's from the constant contact while riding. It's been more than a year and you can see how the leather looked brand new and the way it has aged beautifully, giving it character. The brass fittings will also patina alongside the leather, creating a cohesive aging process. The buckles feel solid, the zip is smooth with a press tab to secure it, and the magnetic mounting stays clean and minimal. It looks like it belongs here, not like an afterthought bolted on. And that truly represents pure functionality meeting timeless form while respecting the bike's minimalist philosophy and adding practical storage. Just like I want it. And if I run out of storage and need a bit more, I've got these side panel bags from Trip Machine again. But mind you, these don't challenge the Cafe Racer's minimalist style. These understand restraint. They are carefully proportioned to respect the bike's lines and overlap just the side panels without feeling odd or out of place. Of course, that comes at the cost of actual storage given their slim profile, but that's just not the intention here. And I say they because I got a pair of these bags, but I could only install one. And that's what my pet peeve is. Firstly, the installation was super hectic. These aren't slip-ons, and you need to swap your stock side panels with these base plates and then bolt it on using this bracket on the side. Lining up the screws and bolting it up from inside the back is just a lot of hassle. The left side finally got installed, and when I moved on to the right side, I realized that I have something occupying a lot of space under the side panel. Yeah, don't worry, I'll be making a video about that too, but let's focus on the problem at hand. This panel is very snug to the side surface, leaving absolutely no space for anything in between, which is why I had to leave this bag uninstalled. The tobacco brown creates this visual continuity with the seat and the tank bag, and everything works together, not as separate additions but as a unified aesthetic. And you can't help but notice the patina here because of my legs brushing against them while riding. You see where I'm going with this? Raw and Rugged Leather also has their take on side panel bags. And this is a slip-on kind that adds a lot of convenience and practicality. This is also leather made but not suede, which gives it a slight sheen over time. But again, I'm liking the way it is aging with variations in shade of the leather. But what I like even more is that it can be easily installed and removed. And when I have to wash my bike, I can take it off immediately without bothering of it getting wet. While the Trip Machine can't be removed, but come with rain covers, which honestly don't do a great job protecting these bags. But this one also maintains the same shape and slim profile to not obstruct the bike's lines and creates that visual sync. And this way, I've got both combinations. One for the single seat of all Raw and Rugged, and one for the double seat of all Trip Machine. I can't complain. Moving on to the non-essential and good to have accessories are these hand grips and the headlight X. Now, I tried to find multiple ways to justify this purchase. The headlight X to reinforce the headlight glass in the event of a stone hitting and shattering it to keep it in place. And the handle grips to dampen vibrations and obviously improve grip. But honestly, I don't have any logical reason apart from pure aesthetics. I am very less likely to continue having a broken headlight glass and keep it together with an X, and neither does the GT have any vibrations to dampen, nor do my gloves require any more grip. So let's just accept the fact that this is just for the soul and not for the ride. I am allowed to indulge a bit when I've made an emotional purchase like this. Come on guys. So here's what mattered to me about these leather accessories. They don't make you look like a professional rider. Nothing does. But these join you on the journey of becoming one. They age as you do, better than you ever will, and etch every experience on the way. I don't even have to say that I ride this bike a lot. The leather just speaks before I do. The rich tobacco brown shades feel warm, honest, and tell you everything about intention. Where the chrome reflects light, the leather absorbs experience, and together they create this complete retro aesthetic. This isn't about instant vintage or artificial character. It's about choosing materials that will only improve with use. There's always going to be advanced materials that are super light, durable, and cutting edge. But in a world of disposable everything, leather reminds us that some things are worth keeping. It not only looks good today, but it promises to look even better tomorrow. And timeless style never goes out of fashion. Thank you for watching.